Santa Bootcamp is a delightful film. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. There's only one teeny tiny little thing that I didn't like, but I'll discuss that at the end with a spoiler warning. But for the most part, this will be spoiler free. This was released in 2022. It's directed by the wonderful Joan Hart, written by Michael J. Murray, and it stars Emily Kinney as Emily and Rita Moreno as Belle. And Emily is an event planner, and she's tasked with finding a suitable Santa Claus for an event. And she kind of accidentally ends up taking part in this Santa boot camp, which is exactly as it sounds. It's a course that a person can go on if they want to learn how to be, for example, a department store Santa Claus or a Mrs. Claus. It's a really fun idea. And the boot camp also helps to show that actually, while it may look like a really easy job to just sit on your bum and ask children what they want for Christmas, it helps to show that actually sitting in a hot suit all day, dealing with constant questions from children, actually takes some skill, and it made me look at that role in a new way, and I really appreciate the film for doing that. Emily is very reluctant to take part in the boot camp, but she's doing it with the hope that Belle, Rita Moreno's character who runs the event, will give her this list of these ideal Santa Clauses. So she decides to go along with it and goes on a journey of discovery at the same time. And of course, it wouldn't be a Christmas rom-com without a potential love interest. And the romantic aspect of it, I definitely didn't mind. I thought it worked quite well. Gaston plays Aiden, our potential love interest, and I really liked the on-screen chemistry between those two characters, and Aiden was a very likeable protagonist. Emily wasn't immediately likeable, but quite quickly I got on board with her story, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. So the narrative is great, the casting is great, the costumes are absolutely amazing. Across the board, they're brilliant, there's a great attention to detail. There's one point where Aiden and Emily are opposites. Emily is wearing, if I remember rightly, a red coat and a white hat. Aiden is wearing a red hat and a white outfit. And it's just little things like that that really make the Christmas colours really pop. The costume design is by Anna Redman, and without question, Rita Moreno has the most amazing costumes. She just looks incredible. The costumes are so gorgeous. So visually, it's beautiful as well. We obviously have a lot of greens and reds, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's very festive. It's a really fun story. The characters are great. The casting's obviously fantastic. And from start to finish, I absolutely loved it. Thoroughly recommend it. Would be very happy to watch it again. The only thing I didn't like, and it's a really teeny tiny thing, and it didn't spoil my overall enjoyment of the film, but in the interest of not being too sickly sweet about the film, I can think critically, and there is one thing that I didn't like. So tiny spoiler from now, I have nothing else to say about the film. Everything else was absolutely fantastic. Truly, thoroughly recommended. But a big spoiler from now, because this is something that happens at the very, very end. And at the very end of the film, there are suggestions that Belle is Mrs. Claus and her husband is presumably Santa Claus. And I like that. I like that they were hinting at it. But then they kind of ruined it by making the car fly. And it kind of shattered the mystery and made it unrealistic. Because it kind of made me go, well, clearly she isn't Mrs. Claus because cars don't fly and this isn't real. Whereas when there was just a hint of it, it kind of kept the magic alive and made me think maybe this could be a mystery. You don't know who she really is. But when they kind of proved that that's who she was, or I guess proved she was magical at the very least, it kind of ruined the mystery element, the secretive aspect of it, the fun of the secret, and made it too obvious. But as I said, it's a tiny little thing that happens at the very, very end. It lasts for about 5 seconds, and it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the film. It hasn't changed my opinion on the character, but I just think it was too obvious. It was too blatant. Having the mystery and the secret and the suggestions of who she was, I preferred. But nevertheless, really thoroughly enjoyed it. Santa Boot Camp is still a brilliant film, and I would be very happy to watch it again.